Hi, I'm Tasha Lampett, all the way here in San Diego, and I'm going to give my presentation today on Lorrie Moore, You're Ugly Too, which is based around a woman named Zoe and her struggling, lonely, and non-climatic life. I will be identifying a thematically significant image within the story. I believe this image is when Zoe was in the bathroom plucking hair off her jaw. It starts with she stabbed again at her chin, and it started to bleed a little. She pulled the skin tight along the jawbone, gripped the tweezers hard around what she hoped was the hair, and tugged. Tiny square of skin came away with it, but the hair remained, blood bright at the root of it. Zoe clenched her teeth. "Come on," she whispered. The couple outside in the bedroom were now telling stories, softly and laughing. There was a bounce and squeak of mattress, and the sound of a chair being moved out of the way. Zoe aimed the tweezers carefully, pinched, then pulled gently away, and this time the hair came too, with a slight twinge of pain and then a great flood of relief. I think what's important to note about in this image is the couple in the bedroom, because I feel like they symbolize a relationship that Zoe has yet to accomplish, to find one. And here Zoe is in the bathroom plucking a hair off her chin, and here's a couple flirting, being all flirtatious in the bedroom right next to her. The hair, I don't think just symbolizes the aging process for Zoe, but also things she has yet to find contentment with. Like, as her job, she isn't as fascinated with it anymore, and her students, she states that her students aren't who they weren't the type of students she first started teaching. She can't seem to find a male companion, and she can't seem to put herself together so that her inner comes out to her outer side. Before Zoe gets this piece of hair, she tweezes off a patch of skin, and I believe this symbolizes a way of shedding herself, meaning she suffers with her image greatly. She used to have a mirror up in her entryway, but she didn't like what she saw when she looked at it. She didn't feel that her inner, who she thought she was on the inside, portrayed out to her outside, portrayed who she saw in her face. And she says that, in fact, sometimes she seemed not to have a look of her own, or any look whatsoever, and it began to amaze her that her students and colleagues were able to recognize her at all. She seemed to lack to find a way to express herself. She didn't know who she was. She kind of had tough time with her identity, I believe. Then it goes, someone describes her face, and I think this is an important one. It says, "She was almost pretty, but her face showed the strain and ambition of always having been close, but not quite." And I think that's important because she's always been close to having these things in her life. This job, finding a companion, finding herself, but she's never quite grasped it. She's never quite grasped these things. When Zoe finally plucks this piece of hair out of her chin and says she felt a great flood of relief, which it could mean she was leaving the rest of all those struggles, all those difficulties behind her, and she finally came anew. And I think you see this when she goes back to Earl, and she's very confident when she sees him, and she kind of seems more confident than she does throughout the story, which she then further goes into telling him. He asks her, "Are you okay?" A simple question, but she takes it to go in depth and describes her doctor visits and naming all the tests she's been having when she wouldn't even discuss with her sister earlier in the story. Another important notable thing to show is the last sentence. It says, "She smiled at him and wondered how she looked." I thought that was important because you don't really see Zoe smiling, I guess. You don't see her showing that much expression, especially on her face, because you always hear different explanations of how her face looks, but isn't usually smiling or lovely, usually just plain. And when she asks and wondering how she looked, I think that's important too, because she's wondering how she looks in the guy's eyes. She's wondering, does she look beautiful for the first time? Is she wondering, does he fancy me? These are my reasons why I find this particular image significant in the story, and I can't wait to hear for your feedback. Thank you.